Hey guys, William here with Patriot Containers. One of my most viewed videos now is what should I put underneath my cargo container? It's getting a lot of traffic and a lot of likes. So I wanted to make a similar video to that title to maybe generate more traffic. What containers should you get? This is a very, very opinionated answer. I'm going to give you my honest answer because I sell cargo containers. I have to deal with the outcomes of what I sell, what I buy, what my drivers pick up, and what they deliver to you. I have to deal with it. I don't have any employees. If I sell it correctly, I don't have problems. So what kind of container should you get? Obviously, you need to know your size, 10, 20, 40. There's some other sizes. Those are the most common sizes. What container should I get? I always say this, don't say no to a new one. Always get quoted a new one. You really do want it. You just don't want to pay for it. There are people out there that have low standards and you cannot convince them to buy a new container. I understand that. That's why there's used. When the shipping lines sell us containers, I'm going to give you the 5 terms that are the real terms that it's called. When we buy them, it's going to be on the invoice. It's going to be on the wire. It's going to be on the release number that the driver has to pick up. Damaged, as is, wind and water type, cargo worthy, and then IICL. This is the worst, and it just gets better from here all the way up to IICL. I've actually made videos describing what all 5 of those means if you look up my past videos. I wish everybody wanted and cared about their cargo container. I think if you don't care and you express that to the wrong seller, you are sealing your fate on what they're going to deliver you. And I don't think they're going to be honest about it. In fact, I know they're not. 90% of cargo container companies are not telling you guys the truth. They kind of lie about everything to just make that sale. And then once they have the sale, they have cancellation fees, restocking fees, false warranties, false money back guarantees. IICL is the best used you can find. It is not new, but it's the best used. And I think if you really don't want a new one, and you're 100% on that, but you want a really nice used one, buy IICL, okay? Now, if you're the type of customer and you're on a budget, but you don't want a horrible rust bucket with or without holes, buy cargo worthy. IICL is at the top of used. Cargo worthy is right below it. Cargo worthy is a good condition used container that cannot leak, but it doesn't look like shit either. It's a good used container. Good used containers don't need paint jobs. I've always told my customers that. You don't have to paint a good used one. It's good to go. Unless you have a special color that you want it to match your house, which most likely the used container won't be. But cargo worthy is a great container if you're on a budget. If you want the best of the best used and you just don't want to buy a new one, buy IICL. Now we get into what type of customer you are. If you're the type of customer that is 100% that you do not care about your container and you're just going to buy from whoever gives you the cheapest price, you're probably going to be sold wind and water tight. You got to understand, wind and water tight could be the ugliest, rustiest, old container in the world. If that has no holes, it's wind and water tight. If you've told a company that you do not care about how it looks, that's what you're going to get. They're going to purchase you a cheap container. if you say you're a welder and you don't mind doing repairs, a company's going to purchase you as is. That's how you get containers that are worse than wind and watertight. A lot of companies, they sell wind and watertight because wind and watertight doesn't describe anything about cosmetics, and then they purchase damaged or as is or wind and watertight. If you're the type of customer that's going to use a container and you're going to cut out all the walls and just use it for the bottom to maybe make a bridge or something over, and that's, I've actually sold to people that buy containers and they cut off the sides and the top and everything, and they just use the bottom as a bridge. Buy damaged. Damaged are really bad containers too. So that's a very opinionated answer, and me trying to answer that question is, who are you as a customer? I think you as a customer should care about your container. That's my opinion. You should really care. I hope you buy from a container company that actually has morals and standards and isn't lying about what they're selling you. That happens a lot in this industry, 90%. I highly advise, if you're watching my videos, watch 3 or 4. I know this industry very well. I'm whistleblowing on all what the criminal sales are and all the lies that you guys are being told. And you can learn a lot about a boring container. But if you go with the wrong company, you can get ripped off. My advice, if you're watching this and you're listening, you don't have to buy a new one. Just don't say no. But if you have to buy a used container, buy IICL or Cargo Worthy. Run away from the companies that are offering you wind and watertight. Run away from the companies that are all saying we're nationwide, we're the most reviewed. Run away from the companies that are saying we have lifetime warranties. Their warranty is they're going to sell you a crappy container with the holes, and then they're going to send you a fiberglass patch kit, which is not industry standards. It's such a slick way to shut you up as a customer and say, hey, this is our warranty. You didn't read our terms and conditions. Run away from the companies that are saying they have 30, 60, 90-day full refunds. It's not a full refund. Go read their terms and conditions. But if you really do care about your container, A, buy a new one. B, buy IICL. C, buy Cargo Worthy. Patriot Containers does not sell wind and watertight, damaged, or as is. The reason I don't is because they look like shit and you're going to complain about it. And even if I told you the truth of what it is and you listened and I still deliver it, you're still going to complain. The reason these other companies have so many complaints is because they're not telling the truth about it. And then they sell you a bunch of lies to make you make a sale. And then they deliver you that, and you totally feel misled, and then they're not accountable, and then everything you were told was a lie, which is why these companies have thousands and thousands of complaints combined in a short amount of time. That being said, Patriot Containers has been around for 11 years, and I don't have a single complaint from an actual buyer of mine that ever bought a container. And I don't have terms and conditions on my website that protect me from anything. Here's the truth. Let's get to the point. Let's get it delivered on the right day, and everybody's happy. It's pretty simple. 90% of cargo containers companies can't get it right. That's where I come in, and I do this right. I don't like to toot my own horn, but anyways, what kind of containers should you get? Here's my advice. New, IICL, or Cargo Worthy. Stay away from damaged, as is, wind and watertight. Stay away from the companies that are saying they have these warranties. When I started my business, nobody had a warranty. If you read all their complaints, they don't honor warranty. They don't honor warranty. They don't honor warranty. I wanted my full refund in 60 days. They don't do this. They kept a bunch of money. It's all bullshit. You got to read their terms and conditions. But that's it, guys. I want to keep it short. Wednesday the 16th. Have a great one. Bye.